I'm here today with Emmett Williams, the president of MYZONE. Emmett, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Chantel.
Now, do you think you can give us the highlight reel and tell us a little bit about MYZONE?
Yeah, look, MyZone was incorporated back in 2011 to engage gym members in their routine. We realised that one of the biggest problems in the fitness industry was that we could market to prospective gym goers, we could sign them up on a membership, but after that point, it was hit or miss. Keeping the motivation at a level to continue on was our biggest challenge as an industry. So we developed this wearable platform to provide feedback and essentially provide motivation to engage the gym member. And what that meant for the operator was that they could extend retention, premium spend, and essentially lifetime value.
So for anyone that isn't familiar with the product itself, or perhaps hasn't even seen MyZone before, give us a quick kind of overview. What does it look like? What forms does it come in?
Yeah, so there's three components to it. First of all, there's the device that tracks your heart rate, which is the effort you're putting into exercise. It goes around your chest, and there's a reason for that. It's because it's really accurate, particularly when you're doing functional activity. Devices like this Apple Watch that I'm wearing at the moment, Fitbit and others will track your heart rate, but when you're doing non-rhythmical activity, they lose their accuracy. And you could imagine being in the middle of a functional class on the heavy ropes or on a kettlebell or doing a burpee. If the heart rate is not accurate and you're getting a live read of it, it will lose its relevancy. So that's why we have a chest strap, because it is 99.4% accurate to an EKG machine or an ECG machine, depending on where you're from. The second component is a big monitor on the wall. So during an exercise class at the gym, you will get feedback. It will be your heart rate, your name, your calorie burn. There's a point system that we've created. And the point system, the magic of that is that it's a leveler. If we had calories as the primary metric, it would be unfair. The fact that I'm male and you're female, Chantel, the fact that I weigh more than you means that I'll just burn more calories than you, even if we're doing the same thing. Whereas let's just say you're super fit, and let's say that I'm a beginner to exercise, and our coach says to us, okay, guys, start doing jumping jacks or star jumps and get your heart rate into a certain zone. Then because you're super fit, you'll need to do jumping jacks or star jumps at a higher cadence than I will in order to get your heart rate up into that zone. So therefore, MyZone is using the live display to give feedback and reward effort, not reward fitness. So we're not after the fittest or the strongest or the fastest. We're measuring the effort individuals are putting into exercise and creating that level playing field. So we use colors and numbers and all that good stuff to feedback in real time. And the third component is the smartphone app. So after the class, the user can open up their app, and we use the point system for goal setting. We use it for gamification like challenges, status ranking and the like. And then the third component of that would be the social media feed, because let's face it, we all do more when other people are watching. So the more people that are watching, the more you will exercise.
So you mentioned there, we talked briefly about countries. So what countries do you actually operate in?
Yeah, look, we've got offices in the US where I'm based out of. I'm in a hotel room at the moment in San Francisco, but we've got the US, we've got Australia, and we've got the UK, and then we've got distributors in over 30 countries around the world.
So now we know a little bit more about MyZone itself. Talk us through how we can utilize it, whether we are a personal trainer or for the club owners out there.
Yeah, good question. So we segment the fitness industry down into, regular members, one-on-one clients, small group or large group clients. So let's go through that. The one-on-one relationship, MyZone benefits the trainer in that it can help the trainer keep the client accountable to the cardio homework that they set them. So Chantel, I've got you twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday. We're going to do some resistance work, but guess what? I've got homework for you. It's called cardio. And there'll be one session of steady state and there'll be a second session of interval training. I want you to do it by yourself. And because we're connected on the smartphone app, I'll be able to give you a back slap for that. I'll be able to give you feedback for it, keep you accountable to it. And if you haven't done it and you rock up on Thursday morning for my session, I will ask you about that. So I'm building the value in my product. Furthermore, it helps me keep you safe so that you're training in the right zones and not overtraining. And if we are doing any form of heart rate training, whether that's high intensity interval training or traditional interval training, then I can use it to keep you consistent with the protocol that I'm rolling out. Now, that is very similar to small group training or large group training. A lot of it is high intensity interval training. We've all heard about EPOC and afterburn. You know, if you get your heart rate up into the, in our case at MYZONE, the hot colors of yellow and red, which would be between 80 and 90% of your maximum heart rate. Red would be 90% and above. If you do that, then the trainer can promise you that your metabolism will spin after the class and you'll burn more calories post-class. If you don't go up into the hot colors, you won't get the benefit of afterburn or EPOC. So it's a great tool to keep you accountable to working in those zones so you get what you were promised, which is the afterburn. So that's how you apply it to one-on-one and small group training.
Okay, Emmett, that's fantastic. So tell us now about MYZONE for club operators.
Yeah, okay. So, of course, the operator can still run the same play for personal training and small group training because they run those programs. But from a bigger picture perspective, there's two other plays that work really well. One is for the new member that is onboarding, and the other one is for the regular member who is not engaging in paid programming. So to go through those two, when a new member joins a gym, we all know that it is imperative that we onboard them well. They need to stick because if they don't, they'll be out the back door before we know it. A great way of doing that is to gamify it. Operators around the world at the moment are using MYZONE to essentially say to the member, Mrs. Jones, we get it. You've got a goal. You want to lose 20 pounds or 10 kilograms. You've got your daughter's wedding coming up and you've got your favorite dress, and that's why you're here today, and we're going to help you with that. But guess what? The most important thing is not joining the gym today. The most important thing is joining the gym and using the gym, right? You've got to use it. It's the most important thing. And we've realized after being in business for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that it's all about your first 30 days. We've got to get you out of the blocks well. So what we've got is a MYZONE belt. This will track the effort that you put into exercise. It turns it into a point system. And if you achieve a goal that we set you, right, then we will reward you with whatever it may be. Now, that could be small group training. It could be personal training. It could just be a swag bag. Whatever the reward may be, there is an incentive there. And there's a game to play. So they're not worrying about the 10 kilograms or the 20 pounds. They're just focusing on the job at hand. They jump the hurdle. They've got great momentum. And then you send them on from there. A lot of operators do reward the member with small group training because then what you do is you feed them into small group training and the trainer says, hey, welcome, you've got a month free of small group training because you earned it. Then they start building value in small group training, show them how if you jack your heart rate up into the hot colors, you'll get the benefit of EPOC and afterburn, create community, connect with other people at the gym. And then after month number 2, you're potentially going to upgrade to the small group training pack. So that works really well. The other play for the operator, of course, is the general membership population. And the way to address them is to treat it like a fun run. Have 2 or 3 fun runs a year, meaning have challenges. It may be that in the month of March, you run March Madness and you turn around to your membership population and say, look, get on board. All you have to do is buy a MYZONE belt. You don't need to run 5K or 10K. You just need to exercise throughout the month, both inside the gym and outside the gym. And for every 100 MEPs that you earn through MYZONE, which is the point system, we'll give you 1 raffle ticket into the prize draw, meaning that the Iron Man doesn't run ahead and win the prize, right? Everyone has still got a chance to win. That drives the dopamine receptors. It's very engaging right till the last day. Have a social function at the end of it, celebrate it. And that was a game. But it was a game as a community, rest them up, do it again 2 or 3 months later.
Fantastic. Thank you. And is there anything else that new MYZONE users should actually know about MYZONE?
New MYZONE users, yes, a couple of things. We have just released a new brand of sports bra in more colours, so that's an exciting add to 2018. We've also got the compression shirt for the guys that don't want to wear a sports bra, which is an accessory for MYZONE as well. And in 2018, we're putting a lot of resources into developing the smartphone app. So, keep your eyes on it. There'll be a lot of games coming down the pipe to engage you when your motivation wanes, which is natural for most users. You go through this natural ebb and flow, and we're leveraging games and gamification to capture you and give you that dopamine release to keep you engaged.
Excellent. So, Emma, are there any special offers that you want to give members of the FBP family today?
You are a negotiator, Chantal. Yes, you've put me on the spot. But look, you know what? I've said this to you before on the podcast. I really do value your audience in that your audience is made up of forward-thinking operators. You don't listen to a podcast unless you're trying to improve yourself, unless you're trying to develop. And they're the operators that do really well with MYZONE because it is a cutting-edge technology. So there is a beautiful match up there. So the offer, to answer your question, for anyone that reaches out to me personally, right? So you've got to come to my email address. It's a really easy one to remember. Reach out to me, mention the FBP podcast, and I will make sure that the local office send you a free MYZONE belt and enable you to give it a test drive. My email address is really, really simple. It's my initials, EW, so Emmett Williams, EW@myzone.org.
That's a nice, easy one to remember, and that is an incredible offer for all of the members of the FBP family. So, Emmett, I want to thank you for coming on today and for telling us all about MYZONE, giving us a really good overview about the product and the exciting things that are coming up. So thank you for your time and thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for your time. Thanks very much.